1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2.
And now introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. At guard, number 8, Ed Horton. At center, number 35, Derek Hall. At forward, number 23, Kevin Rogers. At guard, number 9, Kramer Sutherland. And at guard, number 1, Darren Duncan. The head coach of the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, Serge Langus. And assistant coach, Roberto Dagnani. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the non-starters for your Island Storm. Out of the University of Cape Breton, a center, number 42, Meshach Lufile. Out of Cal State University, a center, number 22, Jerian Henry. From the University of Prince Edward Island, a center, number 15, Dude. Out of Damien, a guard, number 11, Torrance Dyke Jr. From Louisiana State University, a guard, number 10, Andre Stringer. Out of the University of Prince Edward Island, a forward, number 7, Brad States. From Holland College, a forward, number 3, Trinity Burdine. And out of the University of Prince Edward Island, a guard, and number 2, Tyler Scott. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your starters for your Island Storm. From Louisiana Tech University, a forward, number 24, Chris Anderson. From Hampton, a forward, number 13, Duvon Maxwell. From Weber State, a guard, number 6, Franklin Session. Out of Little Rock, a guard, number 5, Kimmy Osei. And from St. Bonaventure University, a guard, number 1, Chris Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Island Storm is Tim Kendrick. Assistant coaches Lonnie States and Jeff Morrison. Team managers Frankie Beaton and Greg Moore.
Good afternoon, everybody. Glad you can join us here at the Eastlink Center for some NBLC action as the Island Storm, they play host to the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. Peter Rutgazer alongside Gord McNeely. And Gord, a tough outing last night for the Island Storm as they lost 117-94 to Halifax, and it simply was not a very good night as the team just was out of sync. They weren't on the same page throughout the whole evening.
Yeah, well, we watched that one, and it was the third quarter got away from them. They started out half decent in the third quarter, but then they just gave up a massive run to Halifax, and they just kind of tried to bully ball themselves back into it, and it's just Halifax too good a team for that. So there was good flashes from the Storm, but they've got to really put it together and make sure that they get into their offense, run their offense today, and try to get the best shot possible.
And for this Kitchener-Waterloo team, it has been a tough season. 3-17. They're in last place in the Central. 1-9 in their last 10, and they have lost 6 in a row. But talking to Coach Tim Kendrick, he said, you know, you watch this Kitchener-Waterloo team, they seem to be on almost every game. It's just one or two little things that prevent them from having maybe, he says, an extra 3 or 4 victories.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're all pro players, and they're figuring it out. They're well coached, and they just gotta keep grinding.
So we're underway here at the Eastlink Center. Session down the lane and a little too hard off the glass.
Yeah, and you see that last night, that wasn't there for him. Every shot he took was contested, so he got his first shot off right to the basket. So I mean, that's the difference between like a Halifax and a Kitchener team.
Sutherland baseline, loose ball. Rogers can't get it. Rogers out of Baylor University. Watch for him. Big man that has a sweet shot from the outside as well. Here's a shot from the corner by Chris Anderson. Anderson in his limited time here so far, 10 points per game with an average of 6.3 rebounds per game.
Travel
against Kitchener. Kitchener coming off an 88-79 loss to St. John. They had a good first quarter in that game, and then, wow, they came up blank almost in the second quarter, only 7 points, and that led to the loss in that contest in St. John. Just underway here, 10:58 remaining in the first quarter. Still looking for our first points of the game. This is Osei. He's open for three, and he left that one well short.
Yeah, he played well at spurts last night, Osei did. So they're gonna need some more of that out of him today. Like, he gets to start today, so.
And he's been very good for this team coming off the bench as well. This is Darren Duncan. Rogers shoots over top of Anderson and drains it, and that's an example of what I was talking about. A great shooter from the outside for a big man.
Yeah, showing his range for sure. Extends the defense out.
Maxwell's shot's no good. Nice rebound. We saw that a couple of games ago from Anderson. Good rebounding ability, and then the tap back by Johnson.
Yeah, and I saw Johnson maybe has a back protector on, or his back is all taped up. So it's a long season for these players.
This is Rogers again, and he drains it for three.
Yeah, they're not used to having such a player that can bring the defense out like that. So
Osei. Maxwell back to Osei again. Fakes the shot, drives the lane, and got it taken away from him by Duncan. Here's Sutherland. Wide open. Bounces right to Duncan. Watch for this man too, Derek Hall. 7-footer and a putback. And that was Rogers.
Yeah, so this is the start that the Storm really didn't want. You know, they got to really clean up the glass. No second chance opportunities.
Anderson showing his touch there with a jumper.
And there's a guy who played well last night. It was a real bright spot for the Storm, really coming into his own. Strong, physical, scored quite a bit, hit a couple threes.
Duncan, pass inside for Hall, almost lost it. Sutherland from the corner. That bounces out. Hall in there for the rebound. Ball still loose. Hall gets it ripped out of his hands. Rogers off the glass. Oh, good job there by Session to keep it in. And that was some hard work under the rim by the Island Storm. Inside for Anderson, off the window and in.
Yeah, this crowd is boisterous today. They're really trying to spur this team on.
Now, when you get effort like that under the glass, it's the reason why the Storm fans are making some noise. Very appreciative of that effort, and boy, oh boy, that is Ed Horton as he knocks down that ball. Player out of Murray State. 2 seasons with London as well in the NBLC.
Yeah, lucky to retain possession there, the Storm are.
That's the type of effort you want to see there on the defensive glass, right?
It sure is. And I mean, you want to be technically sound and make sure it doesn't get that complicated when you rebound the ball. But if it does, you got to send 4 guys to rebound.
Oh, nice little move by Maxwell, can't finish. Hall has the rebound.
Just leaving a few of their shots short. You see Maxwell and Session early, just that's the shots they want. Those will go.
Duncan was out of control there for a second. Horton. Shot's no good, and now Franklin, he'll push the pace. And he's fouled by Darren Duncan. And Darren Duncan, he was a finalist for the Bob Cousy Award as a junior at Merrimack College. That award for the top point guard in U.S. college basketball. 7-year pro. Osei. Vaughn gives off to Kimmy. Here's Maxwell going baseline, throws it out. That pass gets intercepted, and now Duncan, he comes back. They've got numbers. Hall moves in and gets the layup.
Yeah, tough to stop that, but Tough to stop this, too.
Anderson with a reverse dunk. He had all kinds of time to pull that one off.
Wow.
And it's now an 11-8 lead for the Titans.
Yeah, counter breaks in this league.
Duncan drives. Session again. Bounce pass. Johnson to Anderson. Oh, that's some great ball. Good passing.
This is the fast break we were missing last night. The crowd never got into it because Halifax did such a good job of transitional defense, but that's what the Storm can do.
And that's what Coach Kendrick wants. He wants to run. But in order to do that, you got to get the job done defensively. Shot from the corner. That was Sutherland who misses the mark. Osei. Johnson. Johnson trying to make a move here on Horton. Anderson thought about shooting. He's got Hall in his face.
5 seconds left.
Not much time. That ball knocked out of the hands of Johnson. There's the shot that misses.
Yeah, and the Storm have to get better at possessions like that.
Sutherland drives.
Oh.
And the hoop and the harm.
And I don't know if you know how good that was.
That was, it looked good.
Well, the reason why it was good is because Maxwell's coming over to block you right here. And he's going up. He's meeting that ball. That ball's going to be put about 11 plus feet in the air on the apex. One of the best shot blockers in the league with Maxwell, and he just got an and one on it.
So, as I mentioned, the Storm losing last night to Halifax, 117-94. Kitchener-Waterloo, 88-79 losers to St. John. You know, talking to Coach Langis, and he said it's been a perfect storm for his team this season, and the fact that the schedule wasn't very good. They only played 3 games in the first month of the season. I would guess that would be because of arena availability, but that's not a lot of games to be playing. And then he put it on himself. He said, I didn't get the right guys to fit my system. And over the last few weeks, he traded away Rick Bodiford to Cape Breton, Russell Bird. He was traded to St. John's. So he's trying to figure some things out here and get his team playing the way he wants them to play, and wants them to move the ball and play with pace. And you saw a little bit of that there in the first quarter from this Kitchener team. But the other thing is a lack of confidence, and you know that I mean, you can understand that when you lose as much as they have. But as Coach Kendrick said, this is a team that for the most part, they're in most of their games.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like in this league, you have to, when you look at the first quarter, did you run those kind of throws at the basket with the shot clock running out? Those have to be better shots, and that's where the good teams get. They'll run their shot clock, in the last 4 seconds, they'll manage to get a great shot. So can the Storm get that in the end of their shot clock? So we'll see as the season progresses. They need to work together, trust their coaching staff, and just make those things happen.
So Sutherland to the line. And doesn't get the roll for the three-point play. Oh, nice move by Session on Sutherland.
Nasty.
As he took Sutherland to school. And Sutherland, let me tell you, he's a veteran player. Great move by Franklin. And that ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Kitchener ball.
And Scott into the game too. I mean, this KW team is not as big as Halifax was last night. Halifax is big at every position, big and strong. So the Storm, you can see they're able to play with this type of team a little bit easier.
Oh my goodness. What a start here for Kevin Rogers. Shooting the ball very well. Session moves in. That's a tough drive. Duncan will push it here for Kitchener-Waterloo, going coast to coast, and decides to kick it out from the corner. It's drained. And that's number 12, Greg Morrow.
Good looking stroke there.
First overall pick in the 2016 All-Canadian draft out of Western University. Tyler Scott's shot from three-point range, no good. Rogers with the rebound. little bit of a press there. 4:43 remaining in the first quarter, 19-12 in favor of Kitchener-Waterloo. Fancy pass to Rogers, kicks it out. Morrow, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. So Anderson will take a little bit of a breather, and Brad States will come into the game.
Yeah. And Brad State, this is the type of game that he could really excel at. Physicality, toughness. They're going to need his rebounding here.
The Storm team, in terms of rebounding, 47.8 per game. Tyler Scott trying to round the corner to Maxwell, inside for States. He gets the ball batted away from him. And now here comes Kitchener-Waterloo in transition. This is the veteran Ed Horton. Inside for a Hall. They kick it a wide open shot here for Darren Duncan. Can't make it, and that ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Island Storm ball.
Yeah, and Scott doing a good job of getting up and making that offensive rebound difficult.
Kyle Arsenault, the former Acadia Axeman, is on the court now for Kitchener-Waterloo, number 15.
Yeah, Kyle Arsenault, great player.
Yeah.
Did a lot of good minutes in the Acadia program out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. FHS grad.
Hall tries to go baseline, gets double team, triple team. Scott has the ball. And a foul call against Kitchener-Waterloo. So getting late here into the first quarter, 19-12 for the Titans. This Titans team, they averaged 98.8 points per game. That is...
Nice pass.
Oh, good pass in there and a slam by Dyke Jr.
You see, that's what they did. Isolation, our strong side, and then the weak side cutter. That's what Halifax did to them all night last night. Beautiful job by the Storm. I'd like to see more of that.
Oh, nice crossover. Sutherland kicks it out. Arsenault. Duncan in the corner. Nice fake. 5 on the shot clock. Inside for a Hall. Hook shot is no good. States gets the rebound.
Oh.
Great job by States to keep it in bounds. Session.
Oh, he finished. He finished.
And one.
Beautiful.
Great job by the Island Storm defensively, and it led to a push up the court. Take a look at it here. Dyke Jr. no-look pass.
Wow.
That was slick.
Yeah, very slick.
I was just about to say, when things got hairy there, that Kitchener-Waterloo averaging 98.8 points per game. That is at the bottom of the ledger in the league.
Yeah.
So they struggle at times offensively. 2-point lead for the Titans.
Good deny defense on that side. Just slowing the ball reversal down.
Duncan, he wants a pick. Duncan inside. As that was tighter, he wasn't expecting that original pass. Session trying to round the corner. And he'll shoot two.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what Brad Stace does. He gets in there and he plays good positioning, and he's going to give you some extra energy on defense, and that's what they need here. And Henry's going to enter into the game for the Storm.
Jerron Henry, Cal State. And Devon Maxwell will take a bit of a breather for the Island Storm.
Yeah, so this is good for Session. There wasn't much space for him on the court last night because Halifax's defense, but he can really, this is one of those games where he can really, really go off, along with Maxwell as well.
Arsenault, he put that ball into space. He was trying to get it to tighter, and that didn't work out. But a foul on the play. against the Island Storm as Coach Kendrick has a few words. He doesn't like the call.
No, he was denying. There might have been a hand in there. Defense got on the top side of that, and the lob came in, and it's just judgment call by the ref. So you can see the hands in there by Henry too.
Sutherland. This is Horton now on the elbow. Session trying to lock him down. Horton drives off the window and in. Nice move by Eddie Horton.
Left hand. Strong finish against good defense. See that crossover?
There's a strong finish here, maybe. No. Nice crossover move, though. Sutherland, teardrop is good.
Yeah, Sutherland can just play. He's got good change of tempo. Gets a shot that he's looking for. It's getting rough and tough inside here in this post.
That's tighter, and Henry bumping inside for Brad States, and he just loses it. And there you see Brad States. He knows he had some butterfingers on that. So here again, you always talk about finish off quarters. Down to a minute 15, 23-19. Titans in front of the Storm. Morrow down the lane, kicks it out. This is Arsenault, and there's a foul on States. Who's the call against? So
7,
States
yeah.
is get called for the foul. Inbounds the ball to Sutherland. Here is Morrow. That was off the iron, tighter in there. He batted away. Got it. Oh, what a spin move.
Boys.
What a beautiful move by Craig Morrow. That is sweet. I got cavities from watching that.
Yeah, definitely a very good finish. There's another one.
Nice pass by Andre Stringer, who's just into the contest. Got it to Henry. And Sutherland rounding the corner. Coach Kendrick, he said there was a push there. So 27-21 in favor of Kitchener-Waterloo, up by 6, 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Andre Stringer, his pass, tried to force one. Morrow back the other way. Trying to set up the last shot of this first quarter.
And they set up so wide at the top, too. It just puts a lot of pressure on the defense. That's what they get.
Arsenault, his three is no good. So a quarter in the books, and the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans trying to snap a 6-game losing skid. They have themselves a 27-21 lead over the Island Storm. What did you think from a Storm perspective in that first quarter?
Well, they didn't really stop penetration. I think KW, when they started hitting those threes from the outside, extended their defense up, made it very difficult, and then they're not able to stop penetration, and then that's when you kind of give up offensive rebounding on the backside of that possession. So they'll talk about it. They're going to have to play a little bit better defense one-on-one to contain, and then after that, get out, and then you can run your fast break and get the best shot you can. Again, we're seeing a little bit of the Storm kind of one-pass shot. I'd like to see them get into that rhythm of their offense a little bit.
Now, you talked on that last possession there for Kitchener-Waterloo. Up top, they were spread out wide. Explain, what do you mean by that?
So what they're doing is they're running, instead of the traditional bringing their point guard right down the center of the court, they're bringing their point guard way wide, and then their two guard way wide on the other side. So when you move the ball, it's about a 25-foot pass. So
Right.
then the defense really has to shift, and then KW is getting a lot of action off that shift. So
they want to get ball movement, go from side to side, and get that open shot?
yeah, and so they're able to keep a corner shooter, somebody in the corner. We've seen some action from that either the left or the right corner. So you got 3 people spread out in a kind of a little bit flatter of a pattern. So the Storm can get out and deny that cross-court pass if they want. Might serve them well to make that a little bit more difficult.
So a 6-point lead here for the Titans, and Island Storm, they've gone through a bit of a rough patch here. 2-8 in their last 10 games. currently in 4th in the Atlantic, leading 5th place Cape Breton by 1 game. So Cape Breton, you know, if you go back 3 or 4 weeks ago, everybody thought, okay, the Highlanders, they're going to have an awful season, they're not going to make the playoffs. Well, that might not be the case.
No, they're playing good basketball, and I liked the Highlander team when they came in here. Just took them a little bit longer to get their season full of wins. So Stringer's into the game here too. So
this is Morrow. Had that nice little spin move to the hoop in that first quarter towards the end. Horton, Sutherland calling for the ball. He's going to try his luck for the tray. Loose ball. Rogers has it, swings it across the court, and now Ed Horton says, hey, let's slow it down a bit. He wants Arsenault over in the corner. Over here, this is Arsenault, a little bit of a fake, fadeaway J, and he drains it. Young man, as we mentioned, played for Acadia. Nice looking shot there. Back the other way though. Tyler Scott, he gets the deuce, and he'll head to the line.
And that's trouble because Tyler's been really struggling with to find baskets and hoops, but such an explosive scorer. So, you know, Scott, if he hits something like that, it could lead to 3-4 threes easy for him. So, and Colin Arsenault on the other side. You're seeing Maritime kids who played in the AUS making a big impact. Arsenault can hit that jump shot like with the best of them, and he can extend out too and hit that 3.
That was UPEI against Acadia there. It was nice to see Arsenault with that fadeaway J, and then Tyler Scott, a former UPEI player, with a nice drive. Converts on the 3-point play. Titans by 5 now. Kick it out for Sutherland. There's that ball movement from Kitchener, and Eddie Horton drains it. And a turnover. That was a giveaway there. Ed Horton was just Sutherland was just standing there, and he somehow got the ball, and Rogers with the finish. That was a strange turnover.
Yeah, and well, it's a good defensive play by a smart defensive player. Just gets right in the middle where he thinks that pass is going to go.
Kitchener by 10. In the corner, Henry. Again, another forced pass by the Storm. And it's denied by the Titans. In driving, and that's going to be a foul on number 24, Anderson. Take a look at this here. As that's number 6, Denzel James, out of Edmonton, Alberta. Gets knocked down hard.
And that was off the turnover into the post. So that's when you turn the ball over, it's hard to set your defense, and now it's just one mistake leads to another one. And this is how professional basketball is played. You've got to make sure you clamp down and do the little things right.
And James makes both shots. Out of McEwen University. 36-24 for the Titans. Pass inside for Maxwell. And Anderson with a little lay-in.
Yeah, extra pass is so important, and you see it there. That's what the Storm need to do. Use each other to get the best shot possible.
See if they can get a stop here. This is Horton. Horton in the lane. And I don't know if he was trying to... the teardrop or a pass. There's a nice pass as Johnson hooks up with Anderson.
And Anderson's just playing basketball out there. He's getting to the right spots and making it easy for his teammates to find him.
Derek Hall is going to check back in for Kitchener. And Darren Duncan will also come back in. Sutherland, low post for Hall. Back inside, there's Sutherland. Easy bucket that he can't convert on. Session has it. Stringer for 3, misses. Arsenault saves it for Kitchener-Waterloo. Duncan working on Session. Little push off there maybe, and then Arsenault with the finish off the window.
And this is a perfect game for Arsenault because he's so disciplined in his actions that he'll just come in and move to the right spots and get easy baskets, and you're seeing it here.
10-point lead for Kitchener, and there's Franklin Session knocking down the 3 ball.
Yeah, and he missed a few of those last night, so he wasn't able to get into a rhythm from behind the arc, but this could be a pretty good game for him back there. That one looks smooth.
Inside for Hall, the 7-footer, kicks it out. Arsenault just missed. Chris Johnson wants to slow it down a bit. Anderson trying to set a pick for him. He looked a little discombobulated there. Now Session, oh gee. He is going to try to break the ankles here of his man and then gets James to get it in the air and creates that contact.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so good individually. One-on-one game, it's ridiculous.
Take a look at this here. I mean, oh my goodness, the speed, the footwork, the hands. I mean, there's a lot of people who can't walk and chew gum at the same time, and the way he the way he handled himself there on that sequence, just unbelievable. So athletic and just such a great player. Sutherland loses it to Anderson.
That's an important stop for them.
Johnson defers to Anderson. He wants to drive. And that's going to be Storm ball. And Hall is saying, didn't he push me? As he's lobbying for a call. And there's Coach Langis. He's none too pleased.
Yeah, good coach has got his team playing well today. I mean, he's disciplined, and I mean, it's not easy to only have 3 wins in the season and to keep coming back in here, and they're playing tough. Good fundamental basketball.
And there's a foul against Arsenault. So Devon will head to the line.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, I'm watching the Storm's last few possessions. They're getting it, but they're a little bit too tightly jammed up, and they got to spread the court and get some weak side action movement. It's a lot of people just looking at the basketball. So continue to work on those little kind of get people in motion, because there's no doubt there's scores on this team. They just got to make sure that they're doing the little things to set themselves up and their teammates. Look at Session in there.
Session in there, gets the rebound, a little floater by Devon Maxwell.
And he's tapping his chest saying, I shouldn't have missed those free throws, guys.
Devon, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists last night in the loss to Halifax.
Chris Johnson playing against a much taller player.
Here's Rogers, and he lost the handle on that one. Stringer takes it back the other way for the Storm.
Oh, there's a
Devon Maxwell putting it over top of the 7-footer.
I'd like to see him keep attacking that when he gets that matchup. Just keep, he's so fast and lanky. He can attack that 7-footer.
Oh, there is Devon comes back defensively with a denial. An emphatic denial. Take a look at this here.
Coming over, boom. You're not going to get that on me in there.
And Devon, 11th in NBLC in points per game, averaging 18.7. Duncan. Nice pick and roll there, and a foul against the Storm. And there you see big Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Big man out of Dallas, Texas. He's been very impressive. My first look at him. Oh, nice inbound pass right there. That was way too easy for Kitchener-Waterloo.
Yeah, just use his size in there to get good positioning.
Session, finger roll is good.
Wow. It's so impressive. Like, he doesn't need much space, and he took 2 guys to the basket.
Duncan.
Yeah.
And It's going to be a foul on Franklin as he tried to deny that shot.
You just can't. That's a foul. You can't get into the shooter's body. What a great replay we're going to see here. And he decides to go over top, and his momentum to get back to the player just forces him into the shooter. An easy call for the ref.
He sensed that that screen was there, and
yeah, it was such a good screen. And the thing is, we talk about it too in basketball. Coaches have you say, okay, we're going over the top on this person, that person, that person. So he's doing the right thing, but you need a little bit of a hedge by your post player too to give him time, and that hedge just wasn't there. And then the shooter shoots, and you're just kind of stuck in no man's land.
So now it's a 43-36 lead, 6:16 remaining in the second quarter. Johnson trying to round the corner, and he will head to the line.
Yeah, tough check there. Johnson's so good at that quick catch the ball from the right. You're putting it on the floor to the rep. It's called a sweep. He sweeps baseline and then finds a contact and releases.
As you mentioned, he's got, I don't know, a little wrapping, I guess, around his back. So his back is not 100%. Also, he was coming off the flu. I remember talking to him a couple of weeks ago. He couldn't eat anything. His stomach was kind of messed up with the virus. Nice to see him back in the lineup. They need him. He's a leader on this team. Duncan stops, pops. Rebound for Devon.
And they're not defending that well. Even though they missed that, that's exactly what Kitchener-Waterloo wants.
Anderson. Rogers trying to guard him. Step back jumper by Anderson. That is sweet. Nice touch by the big guy.
What a bright pickup by the Storm here. He's, again, last night he played very well. Big numbers, and continuing on here on this Sunday.
Picked him up from the NBA G League. And he's fit in very well here. 5 on the shot clock. Rogers and Anderson with a rebound. And he got poked a little bit in the eye by Derek Hall.
Timeout?
And timeout called. So the Storm, they've cut into the lead here, and they're now down by 3. Let's take a look at Chris Anderson and some of the work that he has done in this game. And there. Nice jump shot, nice touch on that. And he'll get this return pass here. That pass by Franklin is just amazing. He tight ropes the baseline. And he was wide open there. That was the soft spot in the defense.
Shows some pretty good hops there too. Just getting to the right spot. All right, that's what the Storm need. Get to the spot, penetrate, and you know you have somebody you can dump to. These are all dumps. So, I mean, you need that player to be there. And then again, these are all dumps, and he can finish around the basket. It's got to be a major part of their offense to find this young man.
And there's that step back jumper.
And you don't expect that, Peter, that he can pull it back and reverse footwork and hit such a good jump shot.
Yeah, that's some of the highlights from Chris Anderson. So a much better second quarter, and again we get into the situation. We're getting into that zone, I guess you could say. 5:19 remaining. You do not want to give up any big points here to Kitchener-Waterloo. Play the right way and finish the half off in fine fashion, I guess.
Exactly, and I mean you're halfway through. That was a timeout. We'll see what they do. There's a 3-point spread after that timeout. We'll see what the next 2 or 3 minutes bring for the Storm. Again, we'd say, you know, penetrate and pitch or dump to Anderson. Try to get him open. But here's a zone by Kitchener.
Osei, Session, get it over for Johnson. And Franklin Session, he flies in the air to get that rebound. Inside for Anderson. Whoa, is that what you were talking about?
That's exactly what we were talking about. Good thing we texted that information down to Coach. No,
if we only had that power.
But I mean, against the zone, that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
And that 2 points was brought to you by Anderson and Session, because that rebound was ridiculous.
Franklin went into this game averaging 9.2 rebounds per game. That's a big-time shot.
Well, are we seeing the Storm start to make the extra pass? I'm going to YouTube to see what everybody's saying on there, because this is what they've been talking about, and it looks good when they do that.
That was Kime Osei. And that'll be Storm ball. Nice little sequence right there from the Island Storm.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying is, and that was we don't see that. You always see threes like a duck dodge three, whoosh, but that was a wide open, nobody around because of ball movement. And Session did a good job to find his teammate. Maxwell at the high post, pretty dangerous.
Osei. Session. Johnson directing traffic. Here's Osei. He'll try it for the tray. Loose ball brought down by Rogers. Duncan working on Franklin. In the corner, inside for Rogers in that post. Devon Maxwell trying to defend him. 6 on the shot clock. And it gets swatted out of the hands of Rogers, and there'll be 4 on the shot clock here for Kitchener.
And that was speed in there. Session faked doubling down, faked up, and then he shot the gap, and it was so fast. They'll retain possession, but as a post player catching the ball there, you're thinking about that next time.
So the Storm, they take a timeout. Coach Kendrick talk things over with his staff there. Take a look at Lonnie States, and there's Coach Langis trying to draw something up.
Yeah, and we talked about it, timeout, and we said, what would happen for the next little bit of time? Well, since that time, the Storm are on a 5-0 run. So they came out after that timeout, and that's positive because a lot of the time this season is after those timeouts, there have been gaps. But they played pretty good. They had 3 good possessions after that, and it forces KW to take a timeout. Seeing some Session highlights.
Yeah, Franklin, there you see him getting pumped up. And, you know, when I was looking at stats today, there you see his 3-point ball. I was surprised at the 9.2 rebounds that he had per game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's just explosive. And rebounding, I've never seen anybody with such instinct to where the ball's going to be. And he fully commits. He's like, he's not saying, I'm just going to go to the offensive rebound. When he has a chance, he's fully committing to where he's going. Impressive young athlete. And we're glad to have him here in Charlottetown.
So there you see Franklin. He's 8th in points per game in the NBLC. 19.1 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, 5.4 assists. So great season so far for Franklin. 3:27 remaining in the second quarter. Oh, and again, another inbounds play from Kitchener-Waterloo. That's simply too easy.
And you mentioned Langis would have been talking about what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's probably what he wanted to do.
Session under control now as he gets the ball back up high. Osei, little floater, and he gets it to roll.
Oh, good ball movement again by the Storm. It's an easy game when you're moving the basketball. See how wide that is, Peter?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice shot by Rogers. What do you think of his game?
Oh, man, it's just impressive and just can do inside, outside, and just a major force in every part of the game.
Too strong off the glass there by Devon. So we're tied here at 47.
We got some comments online. Phil, Taylor, Lisa, we just opened it up. Keith, what's up? Dave Gillis. So thanks a lot for commenting in.
Oh, that's the big man, Hall.
Just don't comment on that last shot.
Wow.
That was impressive. Good mechanics. For a 7-footer? Hard to guard that.
Out of Albright College. Osei wants to get in that paint, kicks it out. Anderson thought about it, wants to drive. As he was out of control, he thought he was fouled as he gave the referee a little bit of the stink eye.
Yeah.
Here's Rogers. I tell you, Devon Maxwell, he's got a tough matchup here with Rogers.
Oh, no.
Hall from downtown. Oh, that was close to being a tray. Back the other way, Anderson. Bumps with Hall.
You can't go up because that guy's 7 foot.
Session.
Oh,
almost drove the lane. Lost it at the last moment. Hall. And his pass off the hands of Rogers. And the Island Storm will take over possession. Here you see the big man Hall. He leads NBLC with 10.7 rebounds per game.
Yeah, we're in the timeout time in this one, so 1:27 left. Both these coaches are using them pretty wisely. So Kendrick's time to take one there.
So if you're Coach Kendrick, you got 1:27 on the clock. You're just down by 3.
Well,
what are you saying? What are you trying to impart to your players here?
Well, KW's gone a little zone, so you want to discuss that a little bit. You want to just reiterate what we're doing in the zone if they're going to play it, but they'll probably come out man to man. Get that ball moving. I would say I would start. I want Session on the left side of the floor. I would just bring. Look, Anderson's playing very well too. I would say Session on the left side of the floor. Anderson screen. Session, so then it'll get Session coming off to the right, Anderson rolling to the basket. Put your shooters in the corner, and then you collect your check as you make 3 points somewhere. But so that's type
it's
of
that
thing.
Easy.
It's when you have these athletes to work.
Yeah.
So something like that. You get Stringer in the corner. You want to get him going. Scott just entered the game. You know, try to get him an easy shot. If you don't get that one, you get the ball moving, maybe some baseline action or some screening action on the weak side. So, and that's what Kendrick's kind of talking about now. Then also he's talking about we have to get a hand up on their shooters. So we can't leave Derek Hall open. And it's kind of a new scouting report. He's like, take that away. So, and just continue to defend and rebound.
Tyler Scott has come back into the game, as well as Dyke Jr. So here we go. Last stages of this second quarter. Johnson, that's a tough shot. Hall gets the rebound. Looked like he got batted in the head inadvertently by Johnson. No call.
A little bit of a hedge there. That was better by Maxwell.
Oh, nice spin move by Rogers. And Duncan is saying, no, that should be Kitchener ball.
Yeah,
as the referees have a conversation. Yeah, it is Kitchener ball. Now, I talked about Duncan. He was up for the Bob Cousy Award in his junior season. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this. Somebody who's watching, you can confirm this. He was up for that award against Ty Lawson, I believe.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And
Kentucky.
Yeah, so, I mean, he was a big-time player in college.
Yeah. Shows you the caliber, the skill.
Oh, a little put back there as Hall got his mitts on that ball. Johnson.
They don't know if that should be a screen or a pass.
Tyler Scott for 3. Oh, mamma mia. That's a nice looking shot by Tyler Scott.
Wow. I mean, and he bobbled the ball too. Usually when you bobble the ball and a shooter can shoot after that, chances are slim to go in, but not with Tyler Scott.
Yeah, you would think that would take you out of your rhythm, out of sync there.
It's just, when he gets it into his pocket, he just releases the same way. I've seen him hit some miraculous threes.
Sutherland.
Oh, good strip. Now you got a 3-on-1. You got to connect.
Oh, that was in and out as Franklin tried to knock down the buzzer beater for 3. So at the break, take a look at this play here. It gets stripped before we take a break, and look at Franklin. He put up a prayer, and it was almost answered. So Overall, you like that first half from the Island Storm?
They had to expend a lot of energy. Like KW has been on the road. They're pretty happy where they are. For the Storm, you know, you got to make that a little bit easier. You got to run through your stuff, and this is going to be a battle right to the end, I think.
So at the break, it's the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. They have a 2-point lead over the Island Storm. We'll take a break. We'll come back with third quarter action. Welcome back, everybody. About ready to get going here. Second half action. It's a 52-50 lead for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans over the Island Storm. In that first half, you had Chris Anderson. He had 16 points. He had a very impressive first half, 4 rebounds. And Franklin Session, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And Kevin Rogers for Kitchener-Waterloo, he was the go-to man there in that first half court. 16 points, 6 rebounds. And he's been a tough matchup for Devon Maxwell, who's gone up against them, I guess, the most in that first half. So we'll watch for number 23 for Kitchener-Waterloo. Underway now, third quarter action. Peter Ruttgazer alongside Gord McNeely. Glad you can join us. Island Storm getting ready to head out on a trip to Ontario to take on some teams in the Central Division.
Yeah, and good shot there to start. Good at a good ball movement for the Storm.
This is Horton in the corner for Sutherland. 7 on the clock. Horton drives off the window and in.
Yeah, I like his game. Just controlled, can go either way, and finishes strong.
From Shreveport, Louisiana. Franklin, Osei trying to set that pick. Franklin moves in, left it short, gets it back again, still
explosive off the ground.
That's Johnson. As, wow, good first, second, and third effort there by Franklin. Just couldn't quite get it to roll.
Yeah, and Johnson is trying to get himself going. He's only got 2 points in the game, and he's normally up around 18 points per game. So after that that flu, he didn't play. It takes a little while to get in rhythm, get back in the lineup.
That's Horton knocking down the 3. Johnson, Devon Maxwell, top of the key. Osei wants to drive, and he got
gonna count it.
Fouled, and yeah, it's going to count.
And that's what Langels is arguing about. He's like, well, what?
Foul
the coach and the ref having a little powwow.
Foul on Sutherland. So going to the line is Kime Osei. And just going over some of the stats here. As Osei converts in the three-point play, the Island Storm, they shot 45% from the field in the first quarter, 52.6% from the field in that first half.
And pretty good defense there. They were thinking about, it's a foul, but could have been easily a jump ball on that play. So that Maxwell taking it strong to the basket. Ball's in bounds, guys.
Everybody was sleeping on that play, I think.
Yeah.
As Franklin Session drains that shot.
When a coach is like, you just hate to see that stuff. Like, just make sure you keep your eyes on the ball, even out of bounds.
Sutherland, he gets pressed into the corner, looking for an option. That was, wow, he was like in the broom closet there.
And you start to see some indecision and doubt on a few of the KW players here. And that, I think, what they've been battling this season, much as the Storm here and there in the latter part of the season here, where they're on, they've lost, you know, a few games here and there that maybe they wanted to get back. You got to pick up and make sure you stay on the same page.
Rogers shooting over top of Anderson. Yeah, that's what Coach Lange just said. He said team really lacked confidence, and that's understandable when you lose as much as they've had this season. Turnover, Rogers couldn't hang on to it.
And great foul. Darren Duncan fouled that, but that foul saved them 2 points, and that's what Chris Johnson's got his hands. He's grabbing. When you grab the wrist of your other hand, that's what the referee would call an intentional breakaway foul. And it just wasn't there because there was a defender back.
I mentioned that the Storm, they shot 52.6% from the field. Kitchener-Waterloo, 44.7% from the field in that first half. Johnson drives, Lassen in. Back the other way, that's Sutherland, and he is fouled by Chris Johnson. And you can hear Coach Kendrick from up here.
He's putting the ball on the floor. He's like, and that's what both the coaches were saying.
Yeah, that's what Langis was saying on the previous play at the other end.
Shouldn't be shooting. And that's a kind of you see that a lot. And when NBA refs do it, they'll call it quickly. If they make the call, they'll call it quickly, and they'll wave their hands before the guy even shoots the ball. So that time, a little bit slower on. I think both those calls nullify each other. Look at the deny on Session.
Chris Johnson, look at the ball movement there by Johnson. Great ball handling skills. Back the other way, this is Sutherland. He'll dish off to Duncan on the elbow. Olsey trying to close him down. Sutherland, Rogers, Duncan wide open for three. That clangs off the iron.
Good rebound by Maxwell. They should try to start to get him loosening up. He hasn't scored in the first half very much, so see if he can get it going.
Oh, and that pass intercepted by Sutherland. Drives and lays it in.
He used his offhand nicely to get space away from the shot blocker. But a turnover and 2 points the other way. So those are the type of things that you have to clean up as a team needing to win.
Anderson with the jumper. Boy, oh boy. He has been very, very good for this basketball team. I've seen him now. This is the second game that I've seen Anderson, and what a talent.
And his jump shot's really soft at the very end of it. So
Speaking of talent, I tell you, Mr. Rogers, he is in the neighborhood. He hasn't missed too many times here. I had to use that one. Sorry.
That was awesome,
I had to
Peter.
use that one. I had to use that one.
Oh, we have some fun up here. Missed you last night, Peter.
I was doing UPEI basketball last night. They were taking on Memorial, doubleheader. Inside for Johnson, and he is hacked by Sutherland.
And that's what I want to see Johnson do a little bit, is just get his body wide, get good post position, and then finish. That will get his outside game rolling.
Speaking of Mr. Rogers, we'll go to the movies now. Did you know that there's going to be a movie on Mr. Rogers?
I can't wait.
Yeah, there's going to be a movie, and it's coming out sometime in the new year. I think Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers.
Is that right?
Yeah, like a motion picture on Mr. Rogers. I
Wow.
mean, I don't know what the premise of this movie is, what the storyline's going to be, but anyways, just figured I'd throw that out there since I used that Mr. Rogers reference.
You'd have me in the opening scene when he puts on his shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to get more details on that movie. I don't think it's one of those movies that I'll go to the movie theater and watch, but just kind of interesting. Where would they come up with the story?
Yeah, that's good question.
Anyways.
Listen, we're getting some good comments.
Get back to basketball here.
Jude, Lisa, Sue Hall saying, Titans, hang in there. That's so cute. You guys keep the comments rolling. If you have any questions for us too, let us know. Again, it's Peter and Gord up here.
Baseline shot by Duncan. That swirled around.
Good
came
shot.
out. Yeah. Johnson inside for Maxwell. And he couldn't get around that tree that was right underneath the bucket in the form of Hall. Back the other way, Sutherland with the layup.
Smooth. So we're halfway through this, and the Storm are they're at home, so you've got to make sure you go on some runs here, and they're spending a lot of energy just to stay in this game. So as you see a couple subs come in.
Now, Meshach Lufile, he played a little bit last night. He's coming off that lower body injury. Played about 8 minutes in the game. Coach Kendrick happy with what he did. He wants to be very careful with him. We haven't seen him here today. And this is shot by Sutherland, misses. Torrance with the rebound, pitches it up for Maxwell, and Maxwell with a slam.
And that's what they need. They need to get that guy going. He's had 25, 27-point games this season. Got to get him some touches.
Duncan almost lost it, drives. And Devon Maxwell, he's going to get tagged with a foul.
And they've got to be getting tired here. Back-to-back, all these players have been playing a lot of basketball the last few days.
Kitchener, they'll wrap up their Atlantic Canadian swing here this afternoon, head back home. And as I mentioned, the Storm, they're getting ready to go to Ontario to play Central Division competition. So a 2-point lead here, 5:48 remaining in the third quarter for the Titans. As take a look at some of the action. There is Mr. Rogers, Kevin Rogers, knocking down that shot. And boy, oh boy, what do you think of his shot?
Wow, it's his feet. See that? He just, when he plants that left foot and spins, and he's getting those jump shots, you'll see it again. Footwork. As soon as his feet are planted, the rest becomes automatic. So he's almost, the repetition starts from your toes into your ankles and your knees. Everything gets set, hips in line, and then up top they've done it so many times, and he does it. He just elbow straight up, and then puts a rotation on the basketball. And for a big man, that's how it's done.
Kevin Rogers, he came into this game averaging 14.8 points per game, go along with 6.1 rebounds. And talking to Coach Langis, he's been very impressed with him. Major part of this team. They're hoping to add some more players before the season is out. Coach wasn't happy with the way they moved the ball. Ball movement wasn't what he has wanted from his team all season long. They're not playing at pace, not playing very physical, he said, from a defensive aspect. Those are things that he, slowly but surely, you know, he's trying to instill in this team. And as we said before, he just didn't have the proper personnel to fit what he wanted.
Yeah, I mean, they're working it out today, and I mean, I like what he's doing. I can see the principles of his offense, and you know, they're going to have a lot of success with it if they continue to go and they continue to buy in. And that's part of the job as a coach, is just that you get guys in good positions, that you're driving in, you know where people are, and it's just a matter of them hitting the jump shots. Like Sutherland's jump shot last time, it's got to kind of go in. But they're doing everything right there.
Second shot here for Duncan. He makes that one. And he said that was the reason why he traded Rick Boddiford and also Russell Bird. Just simply did not fit his system. Nice pass by Johnson, and gets it to Torrance Dyke Jr. Easy bucket there for the Storm.
Yeah, an extra pass again. Finishes an easy 2.
Hall.
Oh, yeah,
this is Morrow, and he gets charged there with the travel. Session. Maxwell, saved by Johnson. Dyke Jr. elected not to shoot. And a foul on Kevin Rogers.
Yeah, so they inbounded quick and caught Titans off.
That's twice now that's happened for Kitchener there.
Started their own fast break, so. And that was just a footwork issue by Morrow. I mean, refs will let that go, but if it doesn't look in a flow, they'll call that for a travel.
And a foul. That's against Morrow again, is it? So Morrow with 2 quick fouls against him. Or no, excuse me, that was Duncan with the foul. So Session will head to the line here. 67-66 for Kitchener-Waterloo.
And again, these foul shots can get Session going again.
Despite the loss last night, I'm sure the coach was Very happy with the free-throw shooting. I guess that's one of the positives. 19 of 23 last night, 82.6% from the charity stripe in that loss to Halifax. Horton in the paint. Floater's no good. Gets his own rebound. Little deflection over to Morrow, and now Duncan will set things up. Plenty of time on the shot clock here. Almost got stripped. Hall fakes the shot. Now he drains it. As nice move on session by the big man Hall.
Yeah, and good release too, and that was almost a steal by the Storm. But they get the jump shot they're looking for, KW.
Titans by 1. 5 on the shot clock. What's Franklin gonna do here? Drives and shot clock violation.
Yeah, and Dyke was down on the short corner on that side, so Session had to penetrate right over the top, and he went against the grain. So just little tiny things that they need to kind of work on here in the third quarter.
And that ball goes out of bounds. They're saying it's Kitchener ball. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Tyler Scott is going to come in here for Franklin. He'll sit down for a bit.
And Tyler Scott hit a shot in the end of the second, so we haven't seen him since. So we'll see if he can maintain his good.
Wide open is Duncan. Loose ball, Morrow. Hall from the top of the key. Can't make it. Johnson has the board, pushes it up. Tried to get it to Maxwell. Dyke Jr. was there, and he can't finish. And Dyke Jr. followed up on that broken play.
Yeah, couldn't get that to fall. Those are important baskets.
There's Hall. And a little kiss off the glass by Derek Hall.
It's tough to stop. You have to do the work before with him.
Nice juke there from the corner by Torrance. Clangs it off the iron. So 71-68, 3:07 remaining in the third quarter. Two teams trying to snap losing skids. Get it across for Horton. He releases. Oh, nice tap in by Morrow.
Doesn't seem like much, but it's a 5-point game, and the Titans have just out-hustled them on a few different plays here. The Storm come down. They're not getting the quality of shot.
Whoa, what a pass by Chris Johnson as he got it to Torrance Dyke Jr. Man, I'd love to see that again. Did you see that?
I did, and they just made me eat crow because that's an easy shot right there.
Look at the moves here, and wow. He didn't have a lot of space to feed Torrance Dyke Jr. on that play.
No, just a little bit of cutting. A baseline cutting, one of the strongest places to cut to the basket from.
Torrance misses that free throw. Sutherland pitches it off to Horton. Horton inside for Hall. Whoa, and one. So Derek Hall heads to the line.
Yeah, he just got a Hall pass. How's that one? Anyway,
you're challenging me on that Mr. Rogers one. That's pretty good. I like that one.
We'll see. You're
see what I can come up with. So Hall converts on the three-point play.
But he's hot, right? That's the thing is after that first jump shot at 15 feet, he goes on to hit another 2 baskets in a three-point play. So
States for 3. Ooh, way short. Horton pushes it in the corner. This is Arsenault. Baseline. Bam. Great shot by Kyle Arsenault.
And this is similar to what we saw in the third quarter last night. After halftime, the Storm got beat in that third quarter, and we're seeing it again.
Let's show you some highlights from Jamar Sutherland of the Titans.
Yeah, he's so calm and relaxed, and then he's so explosive when he finishes. Big upswing on this young man.
Nice drive there. A little teardrop. And turns the corner. Oh, that was a nice move there on the baseline. And you know, you see Sutherland, you see Derek Hall, Kevin Rogers, and you wonder why this team has only won 3 games this season.
Yeah, because other teams, when we're playing them, are taking away a lot of those things. The Storm they're trying to, but they're not being efficient. And once one person hits a jump shot, the Titans are going back to that person because they can feel them getting hotter. And we've seen that with this team. The Storm are kind of, they forget that, hey, you know what? Such and such player just hit a shot. Keep feeding that. Go back to them. Make sure they touch the ball.
Okay, 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
But how much energy did the Storm expend, or are they going to have to expend to come back in this game?
Titans doing a good job trying to finish off this third quarter. See now if the Storm can respond. Chris Johnson with a primal scream after getting that bucket.
Yeah, so important basket there by Johnson to stop that run.
Here's Morrow. Horton, he's had a strong game here. Wants Hall to set that pick. Jumper is in.
And just way too open off of that screen. So those two players are not communicating and don't have a game plan to defend that.
Long range 3 from Stringer, no good. Hall with the board. And now Horton, he wants to just slow the pace down just a tad. Under a minute now in the third quarter. Morrow.
It's a screen, see how they defend it.
Morrow leaves it short. Oh, wow. Big ups there from Morrow. Loose ball, and Hall, he knocks down Maxwell.
The ref's calling out of bounds. That's not even a foul. The ref is calling it to side out. Oh, man.
There's not a foul on that play?
No, they didn't call it. Watch the referee. He'll turn his head. Look at this rebound.
Wow. Nice jumps there. Hops by, what I mean to say, by Morrow. And, wow, I don't know.
Yeah, they got away with one there. So if they score here, that could be a big turnaround play.
Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be KW ball. 9 seconds on the shot clock. 26.6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Morrow. Spin move doesn't work. Good defense by Johnson. Then he gets it stripped. Horton moves in. Window's no good. And then Morrow loses the handle on that one. That's some helter-skelter basketball there for that little sequence.
Can't even commentate that. It's so many things happen.
I know. Back to the live action session. Trying to drive and...
Oh, he's going to count it, Peter.
He's count? Oh, wow.
Oh, you're going to see Land just lose some more
hair.
Wow,
Land... Oh. From here, from where we are, our vantage point, I think his head is going to explode.
My goodness.
I think he's holding back from saying anything to the referee. He might get a tee, so he's going to head back to the bench. I don't blame him. I can't believe they're counting that.
You see him in the far side of that shot right there.
Session didn't make it, puts it up. And that's going to be Kitchener ball with 1 second remaining. And now Land just gets off his chair, and, well, he's just going to walk by the referee on the sideline. And that shot is missed. And I'm looking at Coach Land, and he's not even saying anything. He knows that, okay, I'm just going to walk away for a bit and cool down. Yeah, that did not look like he should have been able to go to the line there. Shouldn't have been and one on that play.
He got fouled ahead of the play, but, I mean, he's in continuation with his feet, but there's about a second differential, and that's a lot on an M1 play. Well, that was a big basket too for the Storm to keep them close. But kudos to KW Titans for a good third quarter of basketball. And a lot of teams have been coming in this building having a strong third quarter.
Nice play there by Johnson off the glass. And this is Sutherland. And Anderson, that was earlier on, I believe, in this third quarter. And is it me, or has he been kind of, well, he hasn't really been on the court that much in the third quarter, Anderson, has he?
No, because they've been going to Hall, and they kind of exchanged, and then he picked up a bit of the scoring there too, and didn't get the shot attempts.
And nice passing. I mean, on that sequence, and that's been the story today. They've been able to move the ball around a lot and get that extra pass in the Storm.
Yeah, in the Storm, they're not denying any of the passes, so they're kind of letting KW move the ball, run their stuff, and then trying to defend afterwards. So in the fourth quarter, I'd come out and maybe deny some of those passes, try to get KW moving the ball away from their attacking scoring positions.
But you like the way the Storm, though, this afternoon have shared the ball a little bit more?
At times, Peter, at times, a lot of dribbling.
Okay.
There's a lot of, you'll see it on those last couple of plays, like where one person dribbles 4 or 5 times, pass to the next one, they're dribbling 4 or 5 times, and then there's no movement on the other side.
Okay.
So what's happening is when you're doing that, people are staying in their positions, and they're saying, okay, that person wants an isolation. But it's easy to defend isolations when you're a professional basketball player. What's hard is to defend a penetration off of a 1-2-3. The ball's moving, and the defender has to reset their feet and close out. And so I want to see more of that penetration off of ball reversal.
Get them moving around defensively, making
Yeah, exactly.
them have to rotate and shift. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see KW coming down and like trying to shimmy shake and take people hard. They're all, see, they're pushing the ball. It's already on. It's come back. It went over once, twice to this side of the floor, and now they can
now
attack.
down low. Horton, baseline. Stringer trying to defend him. Good feet by Stringer.
And you see what happened when they tried to go one-on-one. There wasn't anything happening. The Storm did a good job of defending that. Look out.
Whoa, nice behind the back pass for Anderson. And Anderson will shoot 2. Whoa, that was some slick passing by Devon Maxwell.
I didn't know what he was going to do there.
Look, whoa, wow. How did he know Anderson was there?
And good play. And you see, Peter, it's not a bad thing to go one-on-one in those times where there's a modified fast break, the defender's backpedaling. Go one-on-one. That's the time to do it. But in a half court, when all the 5 defenders are set, you have to work it around.
Anderson got the first one. Make the second. 81-76. 11:27 left in the fourth quarter. Press here from Session on Horton.
Dave Gillis just saying on YouTube that Anderson's impressive. He is. He's going to be he's going to have a great second term.
Baseline shot there, a little too difficult for Morrow. Great pickup by Tim Kendrick getting Anderson. Maxwell waits, and then he gets tomahawked over the top. That was tighter.
That's better Storm basketball right there. Look at this pass. Nice, sees the mismatch. And that is going right into the heart of your opposing team's defense. Nothing wrong with that play.
That was a hard foul there from Tighter. Maxwell misses. Second shot, no good. And Franklin almost had it.
And the ball is, you see it. You see the Storm trying to pick up their defense a little bit more, making it harder for the Titans to move the basketball.
Duncan goes cross court. This is Sutherland, and he hits that one with authority. Big time three.
A ball screen coming right. And if you don't stop the penetrator, perfect back shot to the left side of the court. That's how it's done.
Stringer kicks it out. Johnson, what's he got off the iron? Can't get the roll. And Arsenal been very impressed with Kyle Arsenal.
Oh, he's a good player. Fits in nicely. He went on a good stretch run last year with the Acadia Axeman program. Big part of that.
Tighter, as he had 3 Storm players around him, and they're going to call a travel on Tighter. Yeah, you know, when he played for Acadia last season, a great player, but you know, that's AUS basketball. That's U Sport basketball. And what I'm seeing here today from him, as that's Stringer. He's been quiet here. And what I've seen from him today really impresses me, that he can play at this level.
Yeah. Well, watch when he's not the penetrator, he's the shooter. And being that size, he'll get to his spots. He's going to move the ball. He's going to find his point guard. Then he's going to reposition himself and get ready for a shot. So he's on the weak side of the court. He's in space, keeps the spacing.
Duncan wants to drive over to Arsenal. Teardrop, misses though.
No, but it's oh.
Here, back the other way. And the layup is good from Chris Johnson. You were going to say. Yeah, well, he's just fundamentally sound. He'll stay in position. That was what the right thing to do. The defense closed out well, repenetrated, didn't go in, but he can do that. But he's not going to break you down completely one-on-one. He's going to do it out of his offense, and that's an important person to have. That size, can hit a 3, bring the person guarding him away from the basket. He's going to be a great pro. And there's a nice shot by Stringer. As I just said, he's been very quiet here. He's come off the bench this afternoon. So an 84-81 lead, 9:24 remaining. Titans in front by 3. And thanks. Just looking at the comments again, everybody's commenting. Riptide are up 13. He's letting us know, so great to see that. I think if you're a St. John fan. If you're a St. John fan, you're happy with that. Yeah. St. John taking on Halifax. And that seems to be quite the game there. That's 95. Well, right, what I have here, 95-82. They've probably updated the score since he mentioned it. But that would be a big win for St. John. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this league is tight. 1 through everybody is, I mean, you can win on any given night. And the Storm have played well on the road. I think there's some pressure brewing with them a little bit when they're at home. A little bit. They've gotten themselves into some tight games. We've seen a lot of tight games here. I mean, they have all the personnel, and they have like Coach Kendrick's doing a great job. Great coach. He's managing players that are good in all positions. He's got to get them playing just like they did for the last 2 minutes of basketball. There's Rogers working against Johnson. Fadeaway shot, missed that one. Kept in by Session. Great job to save it. Stringer. Oh, that's a difficult shot. Can't make it. Yeah, that's because of the shot blocker in there. He makes you change your shot. Think about it. Oh, he's wide open. Hall. And he is fouled, and Derek Hall not liking the physicality from Maxwell. Maxwell gives him a stare down. And 2 people went out of the ball there. So, again, I just like to see the Storm communicate a little bit, talk to each other. I don't really see them talking too much on that court. So make a little bit of talk. You stay with, I'll go out and pop and switch. All those type of things is a real, more or less a weakness for the Storm team. Get chatting. Get on a run here. Luke misses the first one. And he misses the second. Both teams having some problems here a little bit with the free throws. Franklin spins on Duncan. Gets his own rebound. Good catch. Johnson, double team, got stripped momentarily, gets the ball back. Loose ball. And here we go. This is going to be an easy bucket. And boy, oh boy, that was a tough one there for the Storm, as that ball got loose a couple of times. They couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah, and good pressure defense by KW.
Stringer kicks it out. Anderson with the fake drive, and he gets knocked down hard by Kevin Rogers. And take a look at it here. Ooh,
yeah.
Looked like knee to knee.
Yeah, two big boys.
And there you see Chris Anderson trying to walk it off.
And that was at a penetrating pitch. You see what a good penetration play can do. It can just open up the floor immensely.
And this Storm team, boy, they've had a ton of injuries. And they're finally getting healthy again. Anderson still trying to test that knee. Storm trying to creep back into this one. Makes that one 86-82.
So they need a good stop here. Everybody in the positions they need. No.
Oh, that's too easy. And
lucky.
Can't make it. And then Morrow strips the ball away from Maxwell. In the corner, Sutherland tight ropes that out of bounds line. Sutherland for three. And Maxwell gets the rebound.
Oh, man. Just settle down. Everybody needs to just settle down.
Johnson, tough shot. Morrow. And just take his time here. Gets it for Rogers in that low post. Busts his way in there. Three Storm players around him.
Got to be tired here.
Session, Stringer for three. No good. Anderson gets the rebound on the offensive board. Session, top of the key. Decides to come out. Stringer's going to drive. Kicks it out. Johnson faked the shot inside. What has Anderson got going up against Hall? Anderson trying to rip that ball away, and instead it goes to Sutherland, but it will be Storm ball.
Yeah. And this is a lot of basketball to play. You can tell just the speed level might have gone down a little bit. And it's just one of those things when you're losing, you're down 4 at home, you kind of get tight on your subs at the end and you kind of lean on some guys. So, but you got to save your timeouts too, Peter. So it's just
Maxwell, that's a nice drive. Kiss off the glass. Titans now by 2. Looked like for a moment there, Gordon, Kitchener was going to run away with this one a little bit in this fourth quarter. In the corner, Morrow. Nice stroke.
That was good ball movement. Just got the advantage, and the defenders were just a step slow everywhere.
And then coming right back is Franklin as he shoots off the bow and arrow there.
He's having a good second half, working hard.
Duncan drives inside. Oh! Maxwell. He's going to get called for the foul. And let's see this defensive play by Devon.
Yeah, and Stringer took himself way out of position. You got to just be fundamental.
Yeah, he came over his back there.
Oh, yeah, that was. But the problem defensively is guys reaching in and just getting themselves out of position. In this league, you don't get the ball on a reach-in like that, you put your team in jeopardy, and that's what's happening. So you got to defend the guards better. Just fundamental.
Stringer off the window. Hall's got the rebound. Well, it was a loose ball, and it came to Hall. Okay. Sutherland from the corner. Sutherland! And 93-87 is the Titans, they're heating up a little bit. They're a basketball team sick of losing, I would imagine. Stringer around Hall. No good. Maxwell in there. And that loose ball goes to Kitchener once again. Rogers. Floater. Arsenal wants it. And it's going to be jump ball. Island Storm will have possession.
Yeah,
Tyler Scott's going to come in here.
Yeah, they need a little bit. He's going to try to extend the defense and shoot for range.
I beg my pardon. It's going to be Kitchener ball.
Because there's only 5 minutes left in this one, and momentum right now is with KW.
Off the screen. Oh, nice pinpoint pass. Duncan gets it to Rogers. Sweet play there from KW. Inside for Maxwell on the point. Dyke Jr., the hoop and the harm.
That's the biggest basket of the night there for the Storm, because that run KW was on was done. It was like a drill in practice for them the last 2 minutes. So huge basket there by Dyke Jr.
There was a couple of sequences there where it looked like Kitchener was really going to go on a big run. And here's Morrow. He's been very impressive, number 12 out of Western Ontario.
You just can't stop. You can't stop them.
Drive by Franklin, and he is fouled. So a 97-89 lead for the Titans.
And this is how you get to win on the road. Is the Storm have done it to other teams. Is you just want to play scrappy, and KW is doing that. They're scrappy. They're intense, and they're getting to the right shots at the right time.
Late stages here of the fourth quarter, 4:36 remaining. So Franklin gets both. And now the home team down by 6. See if the Storm can get a couple of stops here. Sutherland. Brad States trying to control the big man, Rogers. Rogers lost it. Devon Maxwell in there. Now Maxwell and Rogers get tangled up. And Kevin Rogers, he's a pretty big dude. I wouldn't want to upset him.
Yeah, good defensive play by Brad States to stand the defender up. Help comes over, and you get a jump ball out of it. So
Maxwell working on Hall, and a foul. Brad States on the deck. They try to help him up.
It's so important because the clock stops, so you can score points when the clock's not running. And Storm down 6. That's important. But I don't know if I want to say the next thing.
What?
It's
go ahead.
It was that.
You don't want to say it?
I didn't want to jinx Maxwell because he's missed
okay.
a few free throws today. Look what you made me do, Peter.
I forced you to say that. There you go. Free throw shooting was a lot better last night.
You need a good stop here. There it is.
Oh, there it is. Turnover, and then it comes back to Sutherland. Sutherland down the lane. Nice touch
it's unfortunate
by the Toronto native.
It's an unfortunate play by the Storm. They did what they needed to do and just couldn't come up with the ball.
That's going to be Storm ball. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 3:33 left in this one. 99-92 for the KW Titans. Oh, Maxwell. Oh. Now, I don't know why he made that pass. Comes to Morrow. He slips, loses the ball. States has it.
Nice Get going.
Gets it. Oh!
Peter, I almost hit you. That's so hard, isn't it?
I mean, they get that loose ball there, and just nothing seems to be working here.
No, and it was kind of like a football pass with the on the outside going towards the sideline. And they had a 3-on-0, so you know we're up here almost counting the 2 points already, and it's a turnover. So not only do you not get the 2 points, but you're going to lose 24 seconds of the shot clock, or the next to the clock.
Let's take a look at Mr. Morrow and what he has done here. Young man out of University of Western Ontario. Look at that spin move there. And comes in, flies, little tap in.
It's his offensive rebound. He should be in Cirque du Soleil.
And there's a shot from the corner for 3.
He just attacks so fast. You see that? Attacks so fast, gathers his feet, stays on balance.
Another one of the great Canadians that are playing in this league. He's from, I was going to say he's from Toronto, Ontario. That's Sutherland, who's from Toronto. Greg Morrow's from London, Ontario. Averaging 8 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. So you got some real solid homegrown talent on this Kitchener-Waterloo team. Tremar Sutherland, Morrow, Kyle Arsenault out of Fredericton, New Brunswick. Titer, he's from Brampton, so some real good Canadian content on this Kitchener-Waterloo team, and they're up by 7 here. Duncan, Session all over him.
Look at that defense. It's like a glove.
Duncan moves in, kicks it out. Into the corner, Sutherland, and he's knocking it down for the tray.
Yeah, good ball movement. Stayed in position.
Maxwell, Johnson, oh, behind the back pass, can't finish. Maxwell gets it back again, little floater by Johnson, excuse me.
And you got to extend up, and your defense has to be a little bit more sporadic, and there we go, taking some stuff away from the Titans, but they're disciplined. They can feel this one in their grasp.
Session doing everything he can to try to defend Duncan, and then Hall set an illegal pick.
Yeah, and that full compliment to Session. Like, you know, not only is he a good offensive player, but he's defending like that.
Oh, that's
46 minutes into this game. It's a big possession for the Storm here.
Down by 8. Stringer, Johnson, from downtown.
Better get rebounders in there.
Under 2 minutes now, 1:57 to be exact.
But if you're the Storm, they got the shot they wanted. Wide open 3. Maxwell can hit that shot.
Oh, Duncan, the hoop and the harm. And that's a tough one for the Storm to give up.
It definitely is. There's Chris Johnson was guarding corner. He couldn't help. But that's, remember we talked about it in the first half, how KW's got a lot of potential because they keep the floor spread. So you have to go an extra few feet if you're a defender to come and shut that off. And you get caught in no man's land. So they have done a good job of running through their offense today.
Rogers with the rebound. A little reach-in foul there from Chris Johnson.
And this loss is going to hurt the Storm. You know, it's time to regroup, gather, have a team meeting, get everybody in together, and say, what do we have to do? You know, why are we not having the success that we think we need to have? And it's kind of when you there's a nice foul
on Franklin.
And it's that time because there's talent on this team. They're well coached. What's not coming together? You know, everybody's going to get their shots. Everybody's going to get good things, but we have to really focus on winning a basketball game, and we can't do it alone.
So 127 remaining. Storm, they need a couple of stops here. There's Duncan. Anderson is in there. Duncan, nice drive. That is a sweet drive by Darren Duncan. 107-94. Session fadeaway. Loose ball. Rogers has it. What a game 23 has had for the Titans. Kevin Rogers. He's been all world in this one.
And this KW team is going to go back after this loss, this win, and they will be winning some games up in Ontario, and they have the tools. Yeah,
you know, Coach Langis, when I had the conversation, he said, you know, we still don't have the personnel to play the game that I want. And now when I'm looking at it, I'm going, really? I mean, they played exactly, you know, the type of game that he's asked for. Ball movement, play with pace. Mm-hmm. Would you not say? Or
yeah, oh, definitely, definitely. I think that they're probably one or two people away from, you know, everybody played well today. So it's hard for us as announcers to like, you know, everybody played well, but they took what was given to them. They just were in their spots and hit shots. Can they go up against a team like London, who's good at every position? Yeah. They're going to take that stuff away. You're going to have to work hard to rush your jump shot. So
Coach Land just said still looking for some players. Still thinks he's missing a couple of pieces. And there's Devon Maxwell drives. Window went in, but it's going to be too late here, I think, for the Island Storm. Down 109-94. Just take a look at that drive there by Devon Maxwell. Okay, let's talk about what's going to take place this evening in Minnesota. Super Bowl, who you got?
Super Bowl, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 10.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 10. No, the Super Bowl.
Oh, sorry.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, well, they are the NFL, but wrong team. You don't even know who's in the Super Bowl. Is that what you're saying?
No, I know this is a Super Bowl.
Okay, so you're just trying to be funny with that Tampa Bay.
I think I'm going to go with the Patriots by 3. Gronkowski with a touchdown pass to a 6-yard touchdown pass to win it.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
What about yourself?
Well, my heart says I'd like to see Philadelphia win. You know? But I don't know. I mean, the New England Patriots, they just find a way.
They find a way,
yeah. And the thing is that they don't have, you know, big names other than Tom Brady and Gronk. I mean, there's not a lot of big names, and that defense looks, you know, it's okay. It's good, but it's not great.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's the thing.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, Philly might be able to put up some points against the New England defense, but we'll see.
And that Philadelphia defense it's rock solid. So
yeah,
could they give Tom Brady some difficulty? But I mean, we saw it last year in the Super Bowl. You know, I mean, they got off to a real bad start and found a way to get back into it.
Sure they did. Yeah. I'm just watching for JT.
Justin Timberlake. Okay. Well, that's one thing about the Super Bowl. They always put on a good halftime show.
Yeah, thanks a lot for commenting in this afternoon on the broadcast. It's a good game by KW. It's going to be one more timeout, I think. No, it's going to roll here.
And there you see Horton over there. I tell you, there's a basketball player that's very happy as he looks to the skies, and he's very pleased that his team finally has a win. They snap a 6-game losing skid and full marks for the victory here. They really have had a tough season, and they get a big win. For the Storm, boy, I tell you, it's really tough for them. That's their 3rd in a row, and they're searching for some answers.
Yeah. and they can find them. They just got to make sure they stick together, and you know, they could go on a run in the second part of the season here, but it's gotta start now, and it doesn't get any easier going to Ontario. Their schedule after Christmas gets a little bit hard.
Yeah. And that Ontario trip is going to be difficult. We'll see some real good teams in Central Canada. Okay, there you see the final score. The Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, they snap a 6-game losing skid. They win this one 111-98 over the Island Storm. So on behalf of the TV1 crew, or excuse me, the Universum crew,
they were awesome,
and Gord McNeely, I'm Peter Ruckhazer saying so long from Charlottetown.